What's up, everybody? It's JT Magnum, and let's get into some Niner news. I haven't been here for a couple weeks, but we can still talk preseason games. We could talk some of the player personnel moves, and let's talk about my opinions and thoughts on the Niners the last couple weeks. Now, first things first, let's get into the preseason games. First game, we lost to Denver 10-6. It was a kind of a boring game, so to speak, but it was good to watch the young guys play. The defense really played their butts off, and I really like some of the young talent on the 49er team, especially after the first game. Corey Lemonnier and Nick Moody and Paris Harrison all looked good. Mike Wilhoit, I hope I don't butcher his name, but this Mike Wilhoit kid is he's pretty good, and it's good to see. It's good to see some of our linebackers play like that, and the defense step up the way they did. They stopped Manning right off the bat, and he was pretty much done after the first series. Colin Kaepernick played his first series, and he looked really sharp. Led a field goal drive, and there's pretty much not much to say about that game. The receivers didn't really look so hot. The quarterback play didn't look so hot, other than Kaepernick. And let's get right into the second game. Now, this is the game I was really looking forward to because I wanted to see how the defense played Alex Smith. Not that he's, in my opinion, a great quarterback. I'll get to that in just a second, but I just wanted to see how the defense did, and I was impressed. The defense is really stepping up for the Niners this year. It looks really promising. These young guys are really good. Like I said, they played, the first stringers stopped Alex Smith pretty much. First stringers hardly even played the first quarter. It was pretty much the second string through the third and fourth, all throughout the whole game. And Alex Smith had a really difficult time. They sacked him 3 times in the first half, and they had 7 sacks in total. But Corey Lemonnier, Paris Harrison, Nick Moody, and Wilhoit did an amazing job, and they to me stood out in linebacker play and on the defensive line. Justin Smith had a nice tackle for a loss on the running back. Just things that you normally see the Niners do, they were doing, and it's good to see, especially the young guys step up, because obviously there was no Patrick Willis, but this Wilhoit kid, he looks good. So it's good to see that, if one of the Niners go down, if maybe Bowman goes down or Willis, happens to get injured, God forbid, at least we know that this Wilhoit kid can step in and play. Paris Harrison can step in and play. Lemonnier can step in and play. These guys seem to just get after it. They get after it. They run after the quarterback. They mush the line of scrimmage. They just seem to just be flying to the ball, and I am really appreciative of it. Eric Reed looked really good in his first series when he came in. He came in pretty much with the second string, and he let his presence be known pretty quickly. There was a pass thrown by Alex Smith over the middle. The guy had some little case of the alligator arms when he saw Eric Reed coming to hit him, and he got a lick in, but the guy pretty much said, nah, I don't want to catch the ball. So you can tell that people see him coming, and he's already making his presence known, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing to see. Now, let's talk about Alex Smith. You guys know my history with Alex Smith. You guys know I never wanted to draft him. I wanted Aaron Rodgers first. I've talked about this before. If you followed me or if you've seen any of my past videos, and if not, go check out my past videos when I talk about Alex Smith. I've never really been a fan of his, and I just don't see him as a really good NFL quarterback. He just, to me, shows no poise in the pocket. He gets rattled quickly. He makes bad throws. He doesn't really throw to wide receivers very much. He's more of a dump off to the tight end and running back kind of quarterback, and he fits the running game system where you have to have a really good running game so he can utilize play action, because if there's none of that, he's just not going to be, any kind of defense that can just, if he's down by 20 points or so and defenses are just blitzing him, he's just going to panic. And that's what I see out of him, and that's why I never really liked him as a Niner quarterback, and I see him as to me, he's an NFL backup quarterback. But with that being said, he's a good dude. Nothing against him. He's a great guy. I'm sure he's nice, and he's well liked in the locker room. But I don't want that. I want wins. I want somebody that goes out and can throw the ball down the field and can make plays and do what it takes to make your team win. I don't want the nice guy in the locker room. I'd rather him be mean and be good than have to be the way he was. But with that being said, he played like I thought he would play. He got sacked 3 times. He didn't look poised in the pocket. He looked nervous, rattled, and the Niners went after him. I was shocked, actually, that they blitzed a lot because the Niners aren't really a blitzing team. And if you know their history, they pretty much rush 4 guys mostly all the time. They rarely throw 5 in, and they just rush from different angles, so it looks like they're blitzing, but they're not. And they blitzed a lot yesterday. There was a lot of blitzing, and they went after him. And you could probably because it's Alex Smith. They know that he wasn't going to throw the ball down the field. They knew that he wasn't going to take the chances. They knew he would dump off the ball to running backs, and that's exactly what he did. Classic Alex Smith. So enough talk about that. Let's get into wide receivers, and let's talk about how disappointing AJ Jenkins has been. I watched the game last night against the Chiefs, and I'd be surprised if they didn't cut him this week. They might give him another chance, but I have a feeling the Niners are going to cut him. He just looks lost. It's sad because you see a guy like this and he has so much promise. He runs a great 40 time. He he's a burner. He has the intangibles to be a wide receiver in the NFL. You see it. You know he can do it. He did it in college. He can do it in the NFL. He just hasn't grasped the concept of running routes and finishing plays and getting himself open. He can't separate himself to get himself open, and that's what it looks like. He just can't separate from corners, and he hasn't done a great job. He drops passes. When he does, he did make a nice 21-yard grab, but it ended up being a penalty on holding. But I mean, that's fine and everything, and that looked good. And you can't, it sucks because it doesn't go on his stat sheet. But the coaches see it, and obviously he made the play. But other plays on the interception by Colt McCoy down the sideline where Sean Smith grabbed the ball, he just didn't even try. Like it just looks like he just fell down. I know the pass was going to be intercepted regardless. The pass was just really badly thrown. But it looks like he just doesn't try. Like he doesn't make an effort to get back to the ball. Like he just falls down. And there was another play earlier where he fell down where the ball was batted. I think it was Sean Smith as well. Ball was batted down and he just fell. Like he just looks awkward out there. He looks lost, and it's sad. And it's really sad because I was a big supporter of him. I really liked him when they drafted him. I was like, wow, they got a burner. It's amazing. They never usually get guys like that. And it's been disappointing to just watch him. I hope they don't cut him. I hope they just give him a chance. Maybe he can just somehow prove himself in the preseason. But if he doesn't do it, I say cut him by the end of the preseason. Just take your loss and just get rid of him, or maybe try to trade him and get something in return. Maybe some kind of other something in return. I don't know. I doubt anybody would want him, but who knows? Somebody might see more promise in him than somebody like maybe Jacksonville who needs wide receivers. But we'll see. Ricardo Lockett. It's another disappointment. I didn't even hear his name yesterday. I don't even know if he even played yesterday. I don't recall hearing his name. I don't recall anything going on with him. There's another disappointment. 6'2", 200, almost 30 pounds. Supposedly runs a 4.2 or close to 4.2 40. And you would think somebody built like that and strong like that can get open and do stuff, but he can't seem to get past press coverage. That was his knock in Seattle. They said he couldn't really get past press coverage from Sherman and Brandon Browner. I believe that's his name, but anyways, whatever. But he looks a little disappointing too. And in this whole wide receiver situation for the Niners, it's weird because they have talent and they're going to be good, but you don't know who's going to be on the field. And it's weird because the Niners granted they're a running team anyways. And we have Vernon Davis, we have Anquan Bolden. Kyle Williams is going to be good as long as he comes back and he's fully healthy. Mario Manningham, when fully healthy, can be really, really good. It's just how healthy are they going to be during the regular season, so you don't know what they're going to bring to the table. But this wide receiver situation is so secretive by them, and they're so shaky about it. I mean, Austin Collie and, Chad Hall, I don't know if these are the guys that are going to be, on the team. There's so many just weird names being thrown out there, and it's really a confusing situation with this whole wide receiver situation. Chuck Jacobs played really well yesterday. He obviously caught the game when he touchdown. You could see him out there. He was making effort. He was making effort to catch balls. He was making effort to do things. B.J. Daniels looked really good. Scott Tolzien and Colt McCoy just looked awful out there. Looked lost again. Like, just, I don't know. I see this kid B.J. Daniels moving up to the 2 spot. If anything, he will be the 3. One of those 2 are going to get cut, and he's going to end up being a 3. You can't cut this kid who's making plays and actually driving. I mean, that was his first series or first time, playing, and he led a touchdown drive. It's the only touchdown that the Niners have scored just so far in the preseason. So, other than Kaepernick, he's the one he's the one that's been moving the ball. So you gotta give him a chance. I like to see him play a little more in this next upcoming game with the Vikings. I want to see what he can do. I want to see him going against like the first stringers or second stringers. That'd be a good test to see what he does against them. So I'm hoping that he plays, put in Colin Kaepernick at least for a quarter because he already got to play in this game. But, I mean, we don't need him to get hurt. But, I mean, it'd be good to see Colin Kaepernick play for a quarter at least just to see him play, But I'd like to see B.J. Daniels play the first half and play against starters. Because usually the third preseason game, you play all your starters the first half and sometimes into the second half. So we'll see what happens. But A.J. Jenkins has to step up. Ricardo Lockett needs to step up. And Tolzien and McCoy need to assert themselves. They're just not playing well. So we'll see what happens in the future. Give me your thoughts and opinions on the quarterback situation, the wide receiver situation, how you feel the defense looks. Let me know what you think about the linebacker play if you've been watching any of the Niners games. And maybe your thoughts on Alex Smith and what you feel about him as a quarterback. I know some people like him, some people don't. It's all mixed opinions, and it's all just opinions, but it's always good to hear opposite ones and how people feel about other things, So take care. I'll be making a video next week or this week when I hear some more Niner news about what's going on, if who's getting cut or what happens or waived. Upcoming game against Minnesota Vikings. And take care. JT Magnum signing out. Peace, y'all.
You guys are good. You're a damn good football team, all right? And you know what? The longer it takes us to figure that out, the better we are. Who's got it better than us? Nobody!